let's go through the shark, beginning with some of the basic stuff. Here we have a horizontal sclatogenous septum. Here we see in white the myosepta, also called myocomata, and in a butterscotch yellowish color we have our myomeres, the muscle segments. If on the day of the exam I'm asking what is the term for this muscle segment, I'm actually looking for myomere. If I put the tag here and say what's the name for this group of muscles, note where they are relative to the horizontal sclatogenous septum. The myomeres that are dorsal to that will be epaxials, and those that are ventral will be hypaxials. So as always, read your question. Here we see muscles that constrict the gills called the dorsal constrictors. If I ask you to be specific, just count. Second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. Here we see our pectoral fin. The muscle on the dorsal aspect of that is the pectoral levator. Its action is to raise the pectoral fin. Here we see the one muscle you need to really worry about with homology. That's the cucllaris. The cucllaris is homologous to the trapezius in amniots. Over here we have two muscles very close to the spiracle. The more anterior one is the levator palato-pterygoquadrate, also called the first levator. This is one that you should be ready to answer questions on origin and insertion on. Origin, otocapsule. Insertion, palato-pterygoquadrate. Purpose or action to raise the palato-pterygoquadrate, but I would accept raise the upper jaw. Here we see the spiracularis, which is a muscle that alters the size of the spiracle. Here we see a large muscle called the mandibular adductor. This is another one to be aware of for homologies, because this muscle expanded in amniots, and especially in mammals where it gave rise to three muscles, the temporalis, the masseter, and the pterygoideus. Looking at the ventral aspect of our shark, here we see our hypaxials, again, myomeres, myosepta. Here's the linea alba, another connective tissue structure. A lot of this is damaged, not by the students, so I'm going to switch animals in a moment. But here we can see the pectoral depressor. Switching over to another animal. So again, this one you can see very nicely, our myosepta versus myomeres. Here's our coracoid bar. Here's the common coracoarcurals, which originate on the coracoid bar. Here we can see the intermandibularis, nice oblique fiber pattern. Here we can see our ventral constrictors of the gills. And again, if I ask you to be specific, just count, right? When we cut and reflect this muscle, and this isn't always going to be pretty, but when we cut and reflect these muscles, we can see right along the midline here, the singular coracomandibularis, going from the coracoid bar to Meckel's cartilage. And then to the side of it, right here, being a little paler, is going to be the coracohyoideus, going from the coracoid bar to the hyoid apparatus, or simply basihyo if you prefer. On the underside of the intermandibularis, you'll notice the fibers are no longer oblique. Instead, they're transverse. That's the interhyoideus. All right, so those are all the muscles of the shark.